Hello guys, it's me again. I'm back with a return. This is a Switch that I worked on for about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. Replaced the Joy-Cons in it. I did a video on it, and it's come back saying that the down click on the one Joy-Con is not working. So they also mentioned that the left click on the bumper switch is also pretty loose. So I am going to take this bad boy apart again, check to see if there's anything obvious with that existing Joy-Con stick. If not, I will replace it at no charge and solder on the new switch for them, also at no charge. I'll just be charging my labor to do all of this for them. So sit back, relax, enjoy, and here comes some tunes. Okay, so I've got the back off here. I'm just going to check the button here real quick. Apologize for the voiceover. I don't know what happened to my audio. It went all robotic-like, so I'm going to have to do a quick little voiceover speech for everybody instead. So I'm just going to go down to the button test here and just verify the problem that they basically told me about with the Joy-Con not working and the sticky switch on the left hand side. So yeah, that button click definitely isn't working on the left Joy-Con. Right one works fine, left one doesn't. But you can see there that the bumper pad did work, so I'm going to replace that switch regardless because it feels really crappy. It has no click left. So I'm going to put a new piece in there and replace that Joy-Con because clearly something's happened to it. Not really too sure what's happened there, but we'll get into the disassembly here. Remove the daughter board again, and get back in there, replace that Joy-Con, and we'll go from there. So I'll just start with watching my autofocus mess right up. I thought that was fixed. I guess not. So I'll start with the ribbon cable. I just got to clip those little clips up and out of the way. And once you have those up and out of the way, you can just pull those flex cables back. Same thing goes for the other two cables that are down below. I'm going to take the bumper pad out here first. As you can see, that bumper button is pretty gross. I will clean it later on just to get all the goo out of it. Okay, and so basically the disassembly continues. I'm gonna speed this up for you guys and we'll get through the daughter board removal. You've already seen me do this one, so no sense in putting you through that pain again.
Come with me, body moving. Come with me, body moves. Come with me, body moving. Come with me, body moves. Come with me, body moving. Come with me, body moves. Body moving.
Okay, so got it all down. Switch Lite joycon coming out. That is the same joycon that's used in the Switch models as well, so it is the same part in both consoles, but I'm just going to toss that one. I don't know what happened to it. It's clearly not working, so we'll throw this new one in and get to the board part, and yeah, we'll keep on trucking here and get this thing back together. Alrighty, back under the microscope, and I got the bumper switch exposed there, as you can see. Thing is tiny, as you can see with my pliers and things. It's a small switch. You got to be really careful when you're positioning it, moving it around. It's kind of uneven as well the way it's sitting because of how it's just the way it's kind of front heavy, I guess. So um, yeah, the thing is basically, doing, you just got to make sure you're putting it on straight. Like, you got to make sure that that thing is level with the front of the board, and that you're putting on straight. Otherwise, the the bumper won't, or sorry, not the bumper, but the top switch won't. Um, it won't click like it should. It'll either be too far or too short. You want it to like basically be just like the factory intended. So I check to make sure all of the levels are there. So if you got to slow down and just make sure before you put it in place permanently. Once those two legs are down, that's it. It's soldered. So from here, I'm gonna just get it secured with the legs and grab a little bit more solder here and flux. Got to be careful with the flux you use here. Like, if you use too much, you can get it basically all over the place. You'll notice I have capped on tape over there. That's actually to keep the flux out of the plus button that's on that side. So you just need to, or sorry, not the plus button, the minus button. If you get flux and alcohol all over it, it tends to start to come apart, and it's a real joy to deal with. So Now that I've got everything kind of ready to go, I'm going to come in here with the iron and a little bit of solder and finish off those two joints and obviously get that last connection in the middle there. So here I come with the iron here for the side joint. You want to be fairly quick here. You don't want to leave too much heat on there, but you do definitely want to get a good bond there because that's what's holding that switch on the board. And as you know, kids are pretty rough on the buttons, so they're going to be mashing. If that's weak, it's going to break right off of there and it's going to be back. So got to make sure you get lots of solder on there. Right now I've just got it kind of positioned just so I can make sure everything's good. I'll bring it into focus here, make sure it's straight, make sure everything's looking like it should. And then I'm going to flip it and I'll do the other. I'll put the proper amount of solder on this other side once I get this back in focus here. There we go. So yeah, so basically the strategy here is to be quick and make sure you get enough solder down. So you'll see on this one, I think I lay perfect solder down. Yeah, I nailed it that time. I'll give you a better look at that here in a bit, but I'm going to try and do the same thing on the other side. And I don't have enough solder on the tip. So you can see that connection isn't being made. So I'm going to grab some more solder here, just a little bit. You really don't need much solder at all. You just want enough for it to grab the legs. There we go. Perfect. Now that's down to the board. That's completely secured. So now all that's left is that middle pin and a little bit of touch up. And that should be it for that Joy-Con switch. Now, sorry, not the Joy-Con, the bumper. So yeah, basically you just got to be careful here. Make sure that you've got enough flux down so you don't accidentally bridge. Again, I didn't have enough solder on my tip. So you want to be light. It's better to be too less and then do it again than it is to be too heavy and then have to use wick and bridging and all that stuff. So there you go. There's all three joints done on the back and the two on the side. Perfect. That's a perfect lay down for that switch. So after you're done, yep, of course, you got to clean it up. I don't like leaving flux on the board, and even that little bit of soldering on the side will actually kick up some flux onto the inside that switch. So I actually do try and flood the switch with alcohol and kind of press it a little bit, just to make sure I get all of the flux out of there if there was any that got in there in the first place. But you'll see me purposely kind of go on top of it there, and that's just to try and make sure that I'm flushing it. Basically at this point, it's not even a matter of rubbing it off the board. So yeah, I'll do that a couple times and it will basically be ready to reassemble and test.
Mars.
so I've got everything back together. Everything's looking good. Time to do a final check on it. I already tested it once, just in the menus there, but want to make sure that once it's all back together and reassembled, that everybody is playing nice together. So we're just going to go through the button process one more time. Just go into settings there and down to the what is it? The controllers and sensors, controllers and sensors, and then you scroll down, you can find the button or the Joy-Con calibration. So I'm going to just calibrate this one. It looks fine. I don't really need to calibrate it, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'll just do it in slow motion here for you so everybody can see what is involved. It's pretty easy. Just go to the right, down, left, all the way to the very edge, and then all the way to the top, and then down. And then it'll make you do a rotation 360 degrees. So you just turn it, and good. It's done. And yeah, it basically should line up right in the middle. Your circularity should be perfect, which it is. So now I'm going to go back into the button testing, buttons and sensors, controllers and sensors, all the way to the bottom to the button test. There's also a touchscreen test in here in case you guys didn't know, but you can do some calibration on the touchscreen too as well. So I'm just going to check. Yeah, that works perfect. Yeah, everything's good there. Up, down, left, up, right, down, left. And all the buttons. Pops. And that click feels way better too, by the way. It actually clicks again. It's perfect. It's like brand new. Because it is brand new. So that's basically where we're at with the Switch Lite. Hopefully I don't see it again. I'm not really too sure what happened to that Joy-Con, to be honest. It could have just been faulty. Who knows? Like I said, I didn't test it, so that was my mistake. I didn't check the down click. So that's it for this one, guys. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll catch you on the next one.